Hi everyone, Savage Nation here to bring you another Company of Heroes 1v1 shoutcast. And as I was looking through the replay section on GR, I came across this game that I really could not believe has not been shoutcasted yet. And so I decided to give it a shot. So without any further ado, let's get it underway. Unpausing in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And as usual, I will tell you at the beginning a little bit about the map if you haven't figured it out from the panning and the players. See the players on the right side of the tactical map. The Panzer Elite player is AudemedBroadcast and he is facing off against Hack's users Must Be Healing, better known as Ruka clan member Aikaz. Both level 16 players in their respective factions. They are facing off on Angoville. A little bit about the map. You'll see all these high muni and fuel points on each corner of the maps, connected by these two very important strat points to each of the respective factions. And a capping order that you usually don't see from, I don't know, I guess you could say mid-level players. You will see usually one of these engineers coming down to harass this high fuel point, but this other engineer will usually head for this high fuel point with the rifle squad heading for the strat point here. But we do see a different kind of capping order. We'll see how it works out for Aikaz. He has managed to chase off the Kettenkrat as he was trying to lay some wire, but now here comes two PG squads, one upgraded with the Gravir 43 rifle, and these engineers will now be chased away. As you can see now, he has dedicated both of those first two capping units to the right side. He has managed to get the low fuel point and the medium muni point, and now the first rifle squad out is heading towards that high fuel point on the left side of the map. But now the Panzer Elite player has managed to get that fuel cap, and he does have three squads around the all-important strat point here that connects those resources to his base. Now, as the engineer squad is trying to keep these Panzer Grenadiers busy by drawing them towards the outer edges of the map, while this Panzer Grenadier squad has faced a rifle squad coming out of the Americans' base and does a soft retreat all the way back to his side of the road. Either that or he saw this engineer squad coming down to possibly try to harass that strat point. And now here comes a engineer squad down to work on that fuel point as the other engineer squad has hopped in the house, but Automed will now come to chase this engineer squad off. Will he get the decap? I don't think so. Well, here comes the Kettenkrat to push the engineers, and they decide to not even take any more damages. And now the PG squad in the house will keep these Americans from moving in to try to decap that strat point. What chicken wants to cross the road first? Neither, as all this negative cover will result in heavy damages taken by either player that decides to try to take it. Now we do see a rifle squad coming down, maybe to take this fuel point, heading towards the muni. No, coming down to possibly take that point. And there is some wire being laid by Aikaz to keep the flanking PGs away from his strat point, forcing him to cross this open cover if he wants to come near that strat point.
We're losing a strategic sector.
Rifles do try to get the decap, but are chased off by the Panzer Grenadiers. Captain Crad down to damaged engine, down to a little lower than half health. Do have a building that has been built there. I'll get back to it in a second. I believe it's the Camp Gruber Company. So infantry half tracks or mortar half tracks coming next. Engineers down to one man, do manage to escape. Rifles now being chased off, and as the Americans tried to keep the Panzer Grenadiers in that side of the map, they were trying to decap this forward headquarters that was up, and defensive operations also has been upgraded, so healing and reinforcing will make it very difficult for these Americans to move on this strat point, as the riflemen have now been chased off. So, some very good playing by Audemed. As you can see, the map is pretty much evenly split up, although there are 2 victory points in the Panzer Elite players' hands. And this engineer squad retreats. Another small engagement. Panzer Grenadiers in heavy cover versus a squad of riflemen in light cover. Oh, and the Panzer Grenadiers have decided to leave that fight. Oh, Captain Crad is now decapping the all-important American strat point, cutting off the Americans from any further resources from that side of the map. Supply yard has been built. Something being built out of the Camp Gruber Company. I don't think that Audemed would go for the upgrade yet for tank busters, as it would be a little too early for an M8. Most likely more. It is, yes, a mortar half track. The Americans are down to 440 in the VPs, and now are trying to regain the upper corner VP here. And now the Panzer Support Command is being built by Audemed. No doubt for some light anti-tank half tracks, or maybe a move to a quick Panzer IV. We'll see what his flavor is. Now another squad of riflemen at low health being chased off. Rifle squad protecting the strat point now. Not sure if the mortar half track can see them. He is rather close to hitting them. No flamer upgrades yet. Another small engagement in the lower left side of the map. Again, a rifleman at very low health taking on a Panzer Grenadier squad who does retreat though. Surprising. Now flamers upgraded. The motor pool has been built, and we do see that the M3 half track is up and being upgraded to the quad. So some very much needed anti-infantry from the Americans, but they will have to contend with this light anti-tank half track that did come out. So answers for answers out on the field for each players, and now this rifle squad has been chased from the left lower corner of the map by Audemed. Now, here comes... Is he going to go for the cutoff again? Yes, here comes the Kettenkrad.
Losing ground out there.
And now the Americans will... Oh, they cut themselves off from being able to move there. And the engineers do clear it. Kettenkrad does. Oh, and Luftwaffe doctrine has been chosen. As you can see, the cloaked Kettenkrad. Panzer Elite player in a very comfortable position, holding the right side of the map. And now the M3 half-track comes out to chase off these Panzer Grenadiers. Move back towards their healing headquarters, and wow, some massive damage by that anti-tank half-track and the mortar. I do see that the anti-tank gun is now on the field, and what else do we got? Nothing. And the American forces do consist of 4 riflemen, 2 engineers, 1 upgraded with the flamer, the M3 with the upgrade, and an anti-tank gun. And what do we got for the Panzer Elite player? Oh, and we do see that the Panzer Jaeger Command has been built. So no doubt for maybe, I'm going to say I don't believe that he would get armored cars in this position or mortars yet. So most likely some heavy infantry. Now we do see that the line has been drawn in the sand here around this forward headquarters for AudemedBroadcast. With the anti-tank half-track really doing some damage on this building. With the mortar half-track. The anti-tank gun moves up. Oh, and he thought that he was going to get him with the flame barrage from the mortar half-track, but the anti-tank gun did move out of the way, and it is being protected by that M8. No, small push by the Americans with a couple rifle squads, but really unable to do anything here. We do see some veterancy has been achieved by the Panzer Grenadiers, and I do hear, and yes, there they are, a squad of heavy infantry with their Sturmgewehr 44s. What is that? 1 squad? Yes, 1 squad of heavy infantry and 1 squad just upgraded with the MP44s. Now, we do see an MG nest was built by the Americans to protect their strat point. We do see what else will be coming in. And infantry doctrine has been picked by the Americans. And now the Panzer Elite player does start to push towards the upper right side of the map, forcing a retreat of the American units. Triage center has been built. No supply yard upgrades yet. We do see bars now being built, and what do we see here? That M8 will chase them away, and look at the Kettenkrad decapping that center, that all-important strat point from the Americans, while the mortar does do a little damage on the anti-tank gun. And AudemedBroadcast has really... Oh, and the Kettenkrad has been decloaked by the MG nest, and is taken out. So kind of a bit of a loss for... Wow, look at those MP44s just doing a number on the riflemen. But the M8 is doing a nice job of repelling that push. Oops, sorry, crazy mouse. And you do see Aikaz with the undead blob comment. But not really so much of a blob, as Automed has kept his 2 MP44 squads to the right of his other. I believe he has 4 squads here. Now the mortar half-track continuing to work on the Americans' base, as we do see a Luft squad now on the field. Will these engineers get the strat point back? Yes, they do. And now a push up in the corner by the Americans.
The enemy is after artillery support is waiting for orders.
Do see the Howie shoot available to the Americans. And there is a Howie shoot on the forces, and does enough to chase off the infantry, as this mortar half-track is being targeted by the anti-tank gun that does shoot right into this tractor. Most likely one shot away from taking them out. And and the anti-tank half-track is almost dead. MP44s rush in to chase off the riflemen, and now another Howie shoot on the vehicles, and while anti-tank half-track goes down, heavy infantry do get chased off after losing, and there goes the mortar half-track, finished off by the M3, and now the Americans are pushing the... Oh, and we do see the Martyr upgrade now on the field for Automed. Mine's in the center of the map. What's going on here? And the Americans, with a couple of nice Howie shoots, have managed to chase back the Panzer Grenadiers enough to decap their fuel point, and are trying to get the... No, they will not get the forward headquarters down.
Engineer unit lost.
Not sure what happened there. Maybe the ones laying the mine.
Troops can now make sticky bombs.
MG Nest doing a nice job of suppressing those PGs and shagging them out of there. I'm sure this Martyr will come up to try to get rid of that MG Nest, but they're met by a rifle squad. Not sure if there are... Oh yes, stickies have been upgraded, and the Martyr gets caught by one with a damaged engine now. And he'll get some support from these Panzer Grenadiers. Yet, with no Kettenkrad on the field yet, Automed really can't reclaim any of his lost territory. He cannot spare the PGs for capping at this time. Another mortar half-track out, and there is finally a Kettenkrad out for Automed. Now the VP totals are 378 for the Americans, 433 for the Panzer Elite. And a push by the Americans, catching the Panzer Grenadiers in this negative cover, but still under the healing effects from the forward headquarters. But wow, they are taking quite a bit of damage, and the Martyr does get a shot off on the Vet 1M3. Prime place for this Martyr to be stickied, as he's in very low health, and he's done. He gets 2 stickies on him. Rifles do retreat. Martyr gone. Now he's the heavy infantry. No, just the upgraded Panzer Grenadiers give chase and have to retreat. So
Artillery support is now available.
do see that the Panzer Elite player has lost a few units. He's down to 4 squads of PGs and a very low health Mortar half track needs to be healed and has managed to make neutral on the VP points, though. Oh, there is a Luft squad, and I'm not sure. I look at 10 kills on those MP44 Grenadiers. Not sure where I lost track of one of these. One of those squads. One of the heavy infantry must have went down somewhere. I missed it. I apologize. Now the Americans with a bit of a superior force up here, facing off versus these 3 double offensive vet Grenadier squads upgraded with the Gavir 43s.
Losing a victory point. We are losing a victory point.
Rifles capping, get caught in half to chased off. Another anti-tank half track on the field. We got over here. Charging. Panzer Grenadier squad chased off. And another Howie shoot chases off these 3 Panzer Grenadier squads. And anti-tank half track moving in, but there's an anti-tank gun backing up the quad, who takes 2 shots. Destroyed engine. Oh, and the anti-tank gun does take down the anti-tank half track. Very nice. VPs have been pulled a little closer. 398 for the Panzer Elite and 378 for the Americans. And these rifles are trying to decap. Oh, sorry about that. The forward headquarters, but a Luft squad jumps in. They're forced to retreat. I believe that the American... Oh, and a sticky on the Kettenkrad will take care of that. So another loss for Automed there. No, we do not see... Those heavy infantry have not been replaced. They are pinned between the MG. Well, the M3 is not firing on them yet. Now a couple of rifle squads taking on the Luftwaffe squad. Trying to see if that anti-tank gun is working on the forward headquarters. And again, another anti-tank half-track is being, well, was being worked on by the anti-tank gun. Oh, and here come the Panzer Grenadiers, pushing the Americans again back. Anti-tank gun does go down. Nice vet on some riflemen here that are down to 3 men. Down to 2 men. Retreat. Yes, they do. Oh, and there are grenades chasing off the rest of the Panzer Grenadier squad. So, at the 22-21-22 mark, we do see that the VP points are pretty close together. Another how? Oh, we do see a 105 has been built in the American base, and it takes down the forward headquarters. No more reinforcing and healing on the front for the Panzer Elite player. Anti-tank gun has been recruited. American player's done a very nice job of keeping his units alive. I think he's only had to replace 1 engineer squad. And there it is. Ottoman has been the victim of a couple of very lucky or very well placed Howie shoots. Oh yes, incendiary grenades versus grenades. So that was upgraded by Automed. Both players do manage to dodge them. Now look at the kills on these Panzer Grenadiers, all in the 20s. 2 with defensive vet. No, that MG. Oh, and we do see an 88mm flak being built that will take care of this MG nest and this anti-tank gun, who takes a solid hit and a puss from it. Be forced to retreat or be lost. A nice flank by the Americans. Sticky on the anti-tank gun. Do see, not sure what that was there that went down. Ew, yuck. So much going on. I kind of lost track of what the hell I was doing there. I really wish I knew what that was that went down there. And wow. The 105 takes out the freshly built 88. Now, I do believe that the Panzer Elite player is kind of on his back foot, as he was not able to really get rid of that MG nest protecting the strat points. So the Americans, with 208 fuel points, could really just about protect anything he wants. He's a little low on the manpower. Could use a couple of supply yard upgrades, as Americans have now moved in to secure the right side of the map. And Automed is brought down to just a plus. Well, it'll be a plus 10 if the Americans get the decap on this. And here comes a MP-44 squad to try to chase them off. And no, they cannot get the... Another 88 being built. Oh, and another 105 shot. Does some damage to the Panzer Grenadiers. Now the Americans with the 3 rifle squads on the right. A new Kettenkrad out. Manages to get away without being damaged too much. So Automed, most likely figuring that the Americans have had fuel for some time, putting up this 88 to handle any armor that comes out. Americans have to retreat from there, as they do try to flank with 3 rifle squads, but they are outnumbered here. What else do we have here? No weapon support center yet. No tank depot yet. I believe Automed has replaced all the units he has lost. And this game, I believe, will go down to the wire, with the VPs being harassed. And that MG nest is now done by the 88, with the Kettenkrad spotting for him, and more 105 on the 88 area. Oh, and I do hear falls. There they are. Be a handful for these unvetted riflemen to handle. And now the 88 did not go down, but it has been decrewed. Where are these falls at again? Down to 2 men and they retreat. Oh, we do see an infantry half-track is on the field now also to help with the infantry from the Americans. Oh, and this squad is in danger of going out to the M3, but he gets away. And now an off-map Howie shoot. Trying to get rid of the 88. Now it does look like the Well, Panzer Elite player does not go for the cutoff, but they did manage to decap the fuel point. So now the Americans are down to a plus 10. And that 105 still working on the 88. It's both players now tending a little bit to their wounds and regrouping and reinforcing. And those Fallschirme Jaegers are upgraded with their FG-42 assault rifles. Now here come the Americans in force, facing off against 3 squads of Panzer Grenadiers. Carcasses of Kettenkreds litter the field. And hear the falls again. You can hear the distinct sound of those 42s. How many kills do they have? 3, not too many so far.
We have 300 points left.
I'm going to need a couple of cold beers after this game. Working up a sweat, trying to keep up with the action. And again, where is this 105? Blindly shooting towards the Flak 88. Now a weapon support center going up for the Americans. And now the MP-44 Panzer Grenadiers are back, but they run into the M3, who is hanging out on the right side of the map, far, far away from this 88. Oh, now rifles do manage to chase off the falls. And here comes AudemedBroadcast. Mortars, grenades. You see some stickies on this. Oh, we do see a sticky on the M8, which has been repaired fully but now decrewed. Americans again force retreat. Anti-tank guns must back up. Again, the 105. Oh, and anti-tank guns both have been decrewed by the Panzer Grenadiers. And will they go for the steel? Yes. No. No, they did not. Oh, and the artillery from the Americans doing a nice job on the Panzer Elite players' units. And again, MP-44s being chased off, but they do manage to get the cap back on, and they are owning all, well, both of the high fuel points. Again, riflemen being forced to retreat. Butterfly bombs deployed by Automed. The red smoke that will stay there for some time.
Observation posts report we are losing a sector.
Fully. Oh no, we do have a. There we go. Back there. Get back there and get reinforced. So now, I believe the tables have turned a little in Autumn's favor, as he has been able to hold off the rifle squads and have managed to decap. No, Americans get it back. More arty. So now mostly all of the action right around the... Oh, a sniper on the field. Infantry half-track looking for it, gets stickied and is in a bad place here as the anti-tank gun takes him out. Oh boy. Oh, and some very bold Panzer Grenadiers. And more stickies going down. I mean more butterfly bombs. Butterfly mines. Nice placement around that anti-tank gun. Minesweepers being chased off by the MP-44 Panzer Grenadiers. What do we got now here? So the Americans with still their 4 rifle squads, a sniper, the 105, which is now at Vet 2, Vet 2 M3. Oh, and here is the Wirbelwind Flak Panzer. So, really, any attempts at this 88 are going to be met with that Wirbelwind backed up by this mortar half-track. And we'll see where else. Again, some more blind 105 shots towards the 88. More butterfly bombs being deployed. Minesweepers cleaning up that field. And now, as you can see, as earlier the game was split down this way, it has now evolved into being split this way. So some nice adaptation by both of the players to take what is given to them by the other player. Now the Americans there. And the Kettenkrad giving a view of the American forces. Oh, and there goes an anti-tank gun to the 88. Kettenkrad goes down by the other anti-tank gun. Now again, some massive battling going on around that strat point of the Americans. And where did that M3? Oh, that M3 is safe over there. Where is the... Oh, a flank by the falls.
Allies are down to 200 points.
Oh, and there goes the other anti-tank gun. So now, really no anti-armor for the Americans on the field.
What are my coordinates?
14 kills. And here it comes again. Just without any line of sight, kind of blindly firing there, and another Kettenkrad on the field. You'll see the line has been drawn now on the left side. So now a little regrouping by both players as the Wirbelwind moves in. Oh, and those minesweepers are in a bad place. You do see dual snipers out for the Americans, but that Kettenkrad is going to be a pain in their arse, as they will not be able to move up without being spotted. Very nice play by Automed, keeping those snipers and the American infantry at bay with his Kettenkrad.
Got hostiles in the ground. Losing ground out there. Enemy
Excuse me, I did have to take a drink of water. My mouth is going dry from everything that's going on. And right into the Americans' base. What was lost? Might have been a sniper. I think it was. Sticky on the Whirlwind in the Americans' base. Another sticky. But really doing a bit of damage on the riflemen. Now immobilized, but still dealing out some damage. How he's shooting where? Again on this 88. Rangers have been called in to finish off the Whirlwind. Miss their first shot as usual. Fired up to get behind there. Damaged engine, but now they are pinned. Not be able to. Oh, and the mortar comes in, and now the Whirlwind finally does go down. Automed has done a nice job of moving the Americans right back into their base. Here come the rifles chasing off that annoying mortar half-track. Falls coming in. Sniper. Oh, what do we have going on here? Oh, and another 88 being built even closer. Will be able to take pot shots at the Americans' base. Americans down to under 145 on the VPs. Automed at 355. Cutting credit, some cloak falls moving up. Oh, and the 105 takes out the Luft squad that was building this 88. So that's unfinished. Or is it unfinished? Not sure if it's unfinished or not. Oh, it was finished, just needed to be. Oh no, it wasn't finished. Now it's finished actually. No, it was finished. I'm sorry. It was recrewed by a Luft squad. So now the Americans' base in peril, as the motor pool is almost gone. Oh, and they're alternating shots between the MG nest and the. I stopped firing on the. Okay, what happened here? Must have been a mortar half track that went down. Nice triple vet rifles. Take an incendiary grenade to the face. Force a retreat at half health. Rangers moving in. They're met by another squad of falls. They're trying desperately to get rid of this 88 that's chewing apart the Americans' base. Oh, and a very nice 105 shot. Takes out the crew and most likely will take out this 88. Falls have to leave, and there goes the 88. The 105. And now the other 105 is down to one man. It has been decrewed. Will the Americans recrew it? They do. And they will be able to return the favor, as a nice Howie shoot will keep these other Panzer Grenadiers away from that 88. And now the Vet 2 M3 moves in to give support and let the riflemen reinforce. And the Henschel has been called in by Automed. Oh, and the Henschel does take out the Vet 2 M3. All riflemen now retreating. Now the MG nest is still there. The motor pool is still there.
We are losing a victory point.
More arty from the US player. And there goes the Americans' control of the 88. Now let's see, Captain Cred. And both players really now down to just infantry on the field. Oh, and here come the falls to maybe try to take out those snipers, but they're met by a wall of infantry from the Americans. Oh, and the Captain Cred is trying to stay away from these rifles that are encircling it, and the butterfly bombs will save that Captain Cred. Wow, they have really done a nice job of. No, I thought a sniper went down, but they did a nice job of dealing out some damage to the Americans' infantry. As now, with all 3 victory points in their hands, we see that the Americans are now down to 100 in the VP race. This game has really developed into a infantry battle only, as there is no armor on the field whatsoever. I don't think there is any armor at all. Captain Cred does manage to decap the strat point. More 105 action on the 88.
Sniper killed in action.
Oh, and a sniper has gone down.
Enemy unit down.
And there goes a squad somewhere. Oh, incendiary grenades. Nice dodge by Aikaz. And both players will not be the first one to retreat their last unit from this fight here. Those Panzer Grenadiers at very low health decide to give. So now let's see what we got left here. Not very much, folks, as the toll has been taken by both players. The Americans down to 3 rifle squads, a ranger squad, sniper, a triple vet 105, and a minesweeper. And now Rangers have been upgraded with Thompsons, taking on a squad of Luftwaffe. Again, we have more 105 action, as the 88 must have been decrewed again, because that is a fresh squad on there with no kills. And now I think Automed is down to 3 Panzer Grenadier squads, maybe 4. And we do see that he has upgraded to all 4 abilities with his logistic company. So now do see another major engagement with the Panzer Grenadiers chasing off the rifle squads. No tank depot yet. So are we looking at a Panther battle group possibly? Oh, and a fresh M3 on the field. Oh, does a nice job of chasing off the... Oh, and the 88 again was cleared by the 105.
Allies are down to 25 points.
So now the Americans in danger of losing by VPs. 88 again, recruit. More 105 action on it. Oh wow, and that M3 is in danger of going down. Oh, and it does. A shot from the 88 takes down the M3. And the Americans have now regained VPs again. We do see the Americans working on this 88. Oh, that 2 rifle squad in danger of going down. They get away. Squad of vet 2 rifles. Hanging in there, nade. That really does too much damage. That rifle squad hung in there for a while. Sniper doing a little work there. Rangers in a Luft squad. The
enemy is
now
down to 300 points.
it's like a fresh squad of falls. Trying to think of what Autumn's got left. 2 squads of falls. Oh, an M8 on the field. 9 VPs. Oh, 88 again decrewed. No off-map combat group yet for keys, and the Kettencred just watching to see what comes out. Oh, and there is a M8 mine being laid by the 88. That Luft squad is in bad shape there. They do retreat. Americans now down, and the mine did go off, not doing anything. Oh, but it did bring damage to the 88, and the 105 finishes it off. So now we do have an M8 on the field with no counter from the Panzer Elite player. So, and I see nothing being built. MG nest being built to protect the high fuel point, but while the Americans really have an abundance of fuel, and this MG nest will be flanked by these Panzer Grenadiers.
Forces are taking casualties.
All minesweepers go down.
Losing ground out
Oh, and look at the damage on that. The butterfly bombs on the Rangers, and the Kettencred is fallen victim to the Rangers. Really no answer for that M8 right now. But the Falls does manage to chase off the 2 rifle squads, but is met by the M8. And they take a Faust to the face. And the Americans, under 10 VPs, have managed to gain the majority of the map, have all 3 VPs in there. And now, fresh set of engineers on the field. Still with the 3 rifle squads, a 3-man squad of Rangers.
200 points.
Now another Greyhound on the field. Ranger squad takes off. Couple nades and a nice triple vet rifle squad chasing off a squad of Luftwaffe and some falls.
Enemy unit down.
And really, Automed has no answer for these M8s that are running around the field. Oh, anti-tank grenade. Wow, look at the damage on that M8. It was just upgraded, but they cannot manage to finish him off. Americans have taken the whole right side. And I really don't see how Automed can come back from this now. These M8s and these vetted riflemen will pretty much be able to hold off.
You're losing a sector.
Another Faust for the M8. But really, just not enough. Oh, and there they are. There they are, the Panthers. And now the Americans really with no answer for these Panthers other than stickies at the moment. But they do have a dominant map control. So now we do see that the off-map combat group has been picked. Rangers really, with the stickies, the only answer to these Panthers at the time being. And really not doing too much damage with their bazookas, as it is only a, what's left, a two-man squad there. Oh, sniper being bold in the face of the two Panthers. Oh, anti-tank gun from the off-map combat group gets a nice shot on a Panther. And this will probably be the game here if the Panthers can repel these Americans, who do get kind of a crappy off-map combat group with one anti-tank gun, an MG, a mortar, and a rifle squad. See going on here. Automed down to under 100 in the VPs. Americans under 10. Panthers kiting. Grenadiers and a fall squad coming in to help with the infantry. Anti-tank gun. Automed worried. Oh, and he eliminates the Vet-3 rifles. The anti-tank gun doing some nice damage. Oh, now the MG has been eliminated. Oh, and now the two M8s come in. The anti-tank gun is still alive. Oh, what an ending, folks, we have here. This can go either way here. Oh, the anti-tank gun. Still working on these two Panthers who are at very low health. Rangers come in. The rear armor hit. Can they finish off the Panthers? The VPs are at a standstill right now. They were. Now one in the Americans group, and look at the Americans give chase to the Panthers, who are trapped in the corner by the house. Rifles behind it, sticky on one, sticky on the other. Oh, there goes one Panther, another triple vet rifleman. M8s handle the incoming infantry for AudemedBroadcast, and this Panther, and escapes death twice, once by a missed bazooka shot and once by a bouncing anti-tank gun shell, but now goes down. And I'd have to say that, oh, what did we lose here somewhere? Lost something somewhere. Oh, it was an M8. Most likely went down to either some anti-tank grenades in the Faust from the fall squad that's in danger of going down. He managed to escape, but now the Americans now are getting all 3 of the VP points back in their favor, and that VP ticker will go down rather quickly. Where's that? Where is that Howie? Firing into the Panzer League player's base. 29. They will not be able to get this VP point. They shouldn't even bother going there. We got here a Kettenkrad out to try to maybe get a VP somewhere. Now to 17. Oh, and this looks rather grim for AudemedBroadcast, as his Kettenkrad has been decloaked and is in danger of going down. Oh, that Kettenkrad's done. Goodbye. Oh, and yeah, this game is just about over. Actually, the game is over. I apologize. What a great game by 2 very good players. I was quite impressed by both perseverance in this hour-long game. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. And now it's time for some cold beer. Guys, take care. See you later.